Hi everybody, welcome to Power Flow. My name is Kayla. It's a joy to be able to lead your practice today. You're gonna need a mat, potentially a yoga strap, a yoga block, and some water. So once you've grabbed those things, go ahead and we're gonna start today's flow in child's pose. And while you're in child's pose, just as we set an intention for today's flow, I'm gonna read a quick quote from Everyday Gratitude. The big question is where you are going to be able to say a hearty yes to your adventure. A quote from Joseph Campbell. So in your child's pose today, just thinking about how you can be a yes in your flow, a yes in your meditation, a yes in your breath. Gently start to massage your forehead from right to left. And if you were in a passive child's pose, go ahead and activate it, pressing into all four corners of your fingers, pushing your hips 1 inch further closer to your heels. Really igniting your ujjayi breath, your victorious breath. Deep inhales through your nose. And full audible exhales through your mouth. And on your next inhale, go ahead, tuck your toes under and press all the way up into a downward facing dog. Your first of today's flow, go ahead, walk your dog out. Go forward and backward from high plank to down dog. Just take some organic movement here. Doing what feels good on your body today. Opting in today's theme, just being a yes to listening to your body in your flow. Being a yes to connecting your breath with your movements. Empty everything out. Find a bend in your legs and travel to the top of your mat. For ragdoll pose, grab opposing elbows. You can find stillness or you can find a little bit of swaying movement here. Again, taking what your body needs today. And release. Bringing your hands to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, creating a flat spine. Exhale, releasing forward fold. Inhale, come to standing mountain posture. Bringing your hands up above your head. And exhaling your hands to heart center. And we're just gonna set our intention for today's practice. Opting in, we're choosing yes, we're saying yes, with 3 breaths in unison here. Big full inhales. And empty everything out. 2 more. Full inhale. And exhale. Last one together. Inhale. And exhale, release. Inhale your hands up above your head. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, find your flow, chaturanga, moving from high plank to low plank to upward facing dog and meeting in downward facing dog. Taking any variation of chaturanga that feels good to your body. You can do it from your knees. And maybe you're not feeling up dog or high or low plank. We will always meet in downward facing dog, and you're welcome to go straight to downward facing dog. Take 1 more restful breath here. Empty everything out of your lungs. Find a bend in your legs and step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhaling, halfway lift. And exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling all the way up for standing mountain. And exhaling, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, take your flow, chaturanga. Whatever feels good for your body today, go there. Taking movement with your breath. And we'll meet in downward facing dog for 1 cycle of breath. Emptying all your stale air out and traveling to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, standing mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And release, take your flow. This was our last sun salutation A for today. As we move into our sun Bs, we'll meet in downward facing dog for 1 cycle of rest breath here. Finding a small bend in your legs at the end of your exhale, and step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come straight to chair pose, allowing your big toes to touch. Bring your ankles out wide. Bring your hands up above your head. Inhaling the crown of your spine, 1 inch taller. Exhaling your hips 1 inch closer to the ground. And sit here for 1 more full cycle of breath. Inhaling deeply. And exhaling completely. 1 more full inhale. Exhale, release, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, take your flow. As always, meeting in downward facing dog. And maybe today is opting yes to take this chaturanga. Your high to low plank, upward to downward facing dog. Empty all your stale air out. Inhale, lift your right leg high to the sky. Exhale, step it to meet your hands. And on your inhale, rise up for crescent lunge, allowing the ball of your left foot to be directly under the heel of your left foot, and finding a nice bend in that front right leg. We'll be here for 1 more full cycle of breath. Inhaling, elongating your spine. And exhaling, planting your hands back down to your mat. Stepping back to downward facing dog. Exhale. Inhale the left leg high to the sky. And exhale, step that left foot to meet your hands. Find your center of gravity and inhale, rising for crescent lunge on the other side. Really zipping that right quad and pulling that quad up towards the ceiling. One more cycle of breath here. You are strong. And exhale, release, plant your hands, step it back. Downward facing dog. Inhaling, emptying everything out. Finding a small bend in your legs and step or hop to the top of your mat. That was our first Sun B. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, chair pose. And we're doing 1 breath per movement now. Exhale, release, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, your right foot high to the sky. And exhale to meet your hands. Inhale, rise for that crescent lunge. And exhale, plant your hands, step it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, your left foot high to the sky. Exhale, sweep it through. Inhaling, rising for your crescent lunge. And exhale, plant your hands, step it back, downward facing dog. Amazing, that was our first sun B with 1 breath per movement. We'll take 2 cycles of breath resting here before we do 1 final sun salutation B. Full inhale. Empty everything out. Bend your legs and travel to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come to chair pose. Sitting 1 inch deeper in your chair. Exhale, release, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Taking whatever variation feels good for your body today. Inhale, your right leg high to the sky. And exhale it to meet your hands. Inhale, rise up for crescent lunge. Exhale, release, stepping back to downward facing dog. Inhale, your left foot high to the sky. Exhale to meet your hands. Inhaling, rising for your crescent lunge. And if you wobble, that's okay. Exhaling, release. Step back, downward facing dog. Amazing, that was our sun bees. Take 1 full cycle of rest here. And this time, we're gonna inhale your right leg high to the sky. This is our 3-legged dog. Shake out that right leg as much as you need. Take 1 rest breath here. And on your exhale, go ahead, flip your dog, allowing your hips to be pressed up towards the ceiling and reaching your right hand in front of you and grounding down into that left planted hand. And release, come through high plank, and then flip all the way over to side plank. Planting your right foot, your right hand, bringing your left hand up towards the ceiling. And exhale, come back from high plank, press back to downward facing dog. Take 1 cycle of rest breath here. Inhale your left leg high to the sky, shake it out, take a little bit of organic movement here. And go ahead, flip your dog, grounding down in both heels and your right hand, allowing your gaze to follow your left fingertips and really reaching that left arm forward in front of you. And release, coming through high plank and twisting all the way to left side plank, planting your left foot, your left hand, bringing your right hand up to the ceiling. And release. Let's press it back for a child's pose. Releasing a little bit of tension in that lower back, taking some pressure off our hands just for a few breaths. Before we say yes to even more of our flow today, and go ahead, press up into a tabletop, tuck your toes, and press all the way back to a downward facing dog. Inhaling and emptying everything out, finding a small bend in your legs. Travel to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, we're gonna come to chair pose. This time bringing your hands to heart center and allowing your feet to touch. We'll be here for several breaths. Inhaling the crown of your head, 1 inch taller. And exhaling 1 inch deeper into your chair. Really connecting to your ujjayi breath right here. Full inhales through your nose and audible exhales through your mouth. Last inhale. Exhale, release, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, take your flow, chaturanga here. Doing what feels good for your body. Meeting in downward facing dog. Inhaling your right leg high to the sky. Exhaling. Stepping that right leg through to meet your hands. Inhaling, rising for crescent lunge. And exhaling your hands to heart center. One more inhale, elongating your spine. And exhaling, twisting, allowing your left elbow to come and connect on the outside of your right thigh. Take 2 more full cycles of breath in this revolved crescent lunge. Last inhale. And rotate on your next inhale, opening up to warrior 2. Finding that bend in your right leg, your forward leg, and bringing your gaze over your right fingertips. And we're gonna inhale, reverse your warrior, bringing your right fingertips up and over behind your head, allowing your gaze to follow. And inhale, come through, side angle. Either allowing your elbow to rest on your right thigh or bringing your hand all the way down to meet your mat. And allowing your gaze to travel up over your left fingertips. Inhaling, elongating your spine. Exhaling, pressing and twisting even further deeper into that side angle. And exhale, release. Bring your hands to meet your foot and step that right foot back for downward facing dog. Inhale, your left leg high to the sky. And exhale, sweep it through to meet your hands. Inhale, rising for crescent lunge. And exhaling your hands to heart center. And on your next exhale, go ahead, we're gonna revolve this crescent lunge, allowing our right elbow to connect with our left thigh. Exhaling, pressing into our hands, creating a deeper twist. Inhaling our right quad up towards the ceiling. Empty everything out. And inhale, open up to warrior two. Once again, allowing your gaze to rest over your left fingertips. Finding a 1 inch deeper bend in that front leg. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And come through center for that extended side angle, either allowing your hand to come to the mat or resting just on your thigh. Taking each exhale as an opportunity to twist a little bit deeper into this extended side angle. And exhale, release, plant your hands, step your foot back for that downward facing dog. Taking one rest breath here. Inhaling, coming up on your tiptoes, finding a small bend in your legs, empty everything out. And hop or step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale with hands to heart center, chair pose. And exhale, allow your left elbow to hook onto your right thigh. We'll be here for 2 breaths. One more full inhale. And exhale, release. We're gonna do fingers to toes, forward fold. So heel toe your feet out to hip width distance apart. Bring your peace fingers to interlace with each big toe. And on your exhale, pull your upper body down towards the mat and push your hips up towards the ceiling. Be a yes for this deep stretch. And release. Go ahead, heel toe those feet back to touch. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose with your hands to heart center. And exhale, twist to the left, hooking your right elbow onto the outside of your left thigh. Be here for a few cycles of breath, grounding down into all 4 corners of your feet. And twisting a little bit deeper with each exhale. Inhale. Release, forward fold. Go ahead, heel toe your feet back to hip width distance apart. And we're gonna do gorilla pose. Allow your feet to walk onto your hands up to your wrists. Kind of giving your hand, the palms of your hand to the bottom of your feet, and giving your hand a little bit of massage with the weight of your body pressed in them. And just as our fingers to toes forward fold, we're gonna use our upper body, pull ourselves down towards the mat, and press our hips up towards the ceiling. And breathe. Last inhale. Exhale, release. We're gonna come to crow posture, allowing your elbows to make contact with the shins of each leg, falling forward to be balanced on your hands. And this is a good stability, balanced posture. And sometimes you may need to kickstand a foot. You may need to just practice spatial alignment, what works for your body, what creates the best balance. Just take a breath here. And shoot it back to downward facing dog. Taking one restful cycle of breath here. Emptying everything out. Coming to the tips of your toes, finding a bend in your legs. Hop or step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come to a standing posture. And we're gonna move into some stability postures for today's sequence, today's flow. This is gonna be a good place to use some supporting tools. So either a block or two and your yoga strap. I'm gonna start with a yoga strap for eagle posture. So when we get our alignment for eagle posture, let's ground down in our left foot, bringing our right leg to a 90-degree bend like this. And we're gonna twist that leg over the left leg. Option to kickstand your foot like this. Touch your left calf or wrap that right foot behind your left calf. Then our hand alignment, we're gonna bring our right arm under our left arm, and options here for using the yoga strap. So, bringing our arms in alignment. If your hands don't touch, you can use a yoga strap just to create, how can we see that best? To create that connection between hands. Over time, with this practice, your hands will get closer and closer. You'll kind of build that flexibility as you're building stability in this eagle posture. So whatever variation, kickstand feet, using a yoga strap, go to your eagle posture for 2 cycles of breath here. Inhaling, peeling your shoulders away from your ears if they've traveled up. And exhaling, sitting 1 inch deeper. And release. Now you know the setup, where we're going. We're gonna do eagle one more time on this side. Grounding down in that left foot. Let's start with our arms first this time. So bringing your hands up above your head. Inhaling. And exhale, release, wrap that right arm under your left arm. Inhale that right leg up. And exhale, come over the left side of your body. Meeting that kickstand at the ground, or just making contact with your calf on the left side. Again, taking a few breaths here. And releasing. We're gonna go ahead and set up for eagle on the other side. So grounding down into our right foot this time. Inhaling our hands up above our head. Exhaling the left arm under the right arm. Again, making contact or using that yoga strap in a way that feels good. Oops, excuse me. Feels good and gets you close to that connection. Bringing that left leg up to a 90-degree bend, wrapping it across the midline, and bringing your foot to kickstand. Make contact with that right calf or wrap around and behind that right calf. Choosing yes for this eagle posture today, regardless of what variation you're in, challenging yourself. Inhaling, elongating your spine. And exhaling, sitting 1 inch deeper in this eagle pose right here, right now. And release. And we're gonna do eagle one more time for balancing out our sides. Go ahead, ground down in that right foot. Inhale your hands up above your head. And exhale the right arm under the left arm. Inhale that left leg up, wrap it around. Focus your gaze on one point in the room that's not moving. Typically between a space that's between your hands. And inhale, focus there. One more full cycle of breath here. And release, come out of your eagle posture. Excellent, we're gonna move through a few more stability poses. After eagle, we're actually gonna come through dancer posture. This is another great pose to use our yoga tools. Using a yoga strap is really popular in this posture. We'll start our setup by grounding down in our left foot, bringing your right hand up and having your palm facing your head. Go ahead, catch the back of your right foot. So the palm of your hand is touching the top of your right foot. And if this feels uncomfortable or you can't quite get there yet, this is a place that I invite you to use your yoga strap. Wrap that yoga strap around the top of your foot and grab both sides of the yoga strap with your hand. Bring your left hand up above your head, inhaling, bringing your gaze to those left fingertips, and exhaling, kicking your foot either into the strap or into your hand that's supporting it, and bringing your gaze over those left fingertips as you tilt forward. And you tilt and kick at the same time. So reach your left arm and left fingers forward towards the front of the room and kick your right foot into your hand behind you. Almost like your body is being pulled in two different directions, and that's creating the balance in your strong left leg. And exhale, release. We're gonna go ahead and do dancer on the other side. You know where we're going. Go ahead, bring that left hand out, catch your left foot with either a yoga strap or your hand. Kick into your left foot, pull your right hand forward, and breathe. And release. Excellent. Now, finally, we're gonna set up for our last stability posture today. In today's flow, we only have a few minutes left. We're gonna go for tree. Ground down in your left foot. Options here. Go if you know where you're going. Otherwise, I'm just gonna talk through a few variations of tree today. Kickstand your foot. Allow your foot to make contact with your calf below the knee or your quad above the knee. Just never put your foot on your knee. Option for branches, you can be here at heart center, you can grow your branches, cactus arms, you can bring your hands behind your back for a prayer hands behind your back. Take your variation, grow your tree to full potential, be a yes, and breathe. One more breath. And release. We're gonna do tree on the right side. Ground down in that right foot. Same options apply here. Challenge yourself. Be a yes for today. Your tree in a full variation. Go there. Grow there. And notice as you're breathing where you're finding stability, where you're finding strength, where you're finding stillness. Inhale your branches 1 inch higher. And release, come back to a standing posture. Inhale your hands up above your head. And exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Chaturanga, take your flow today. Notice how your body feels nice and warmed up after 40 minutes of flowing already. Inhale, come forward for high plank. Exhale, lower all the way down to your mat. We're gonna do a little bit of mat work, core work right here. We're gonna set up for locust pose. Bring your hands down by your side, palms facing the ground. Allow the tops of your feet to touch the ground. And on your next inhale, go ahead, lift up your shoulders, lift up your hands, lift up your feet. We'll be here for 2 cycles of breath on each inhale, raising your shoulders up 1 more inch, pulling your feet back towards the wall. And holding on your exhales, 1 more breath. And release. Taking 1 restful cycle of breath here. And setting up for floor bow. You're gonna grab the backs of your ankles with your hands. And on your inhale, we're gonna press up, kicking the backs of your ankles into your hands, pulling your shoulders up, bringing your gaze just a few inches in front of your mat. Inhaling, kicking even harder, pulling up 1 inch higher. And exhale, release. Inhaling, coming for a little heart opener, Sphinx pose. Allowing your elbows to come directly under your shoulders. Inhaling deeply. Exhaling completely. We're gonna come back down, bringing our hands just to the outside of our chest, tucking our toes, and pressing up and back for camel pose today. Placing your hands on your back, your low back. Options to leave them here and bring your gaze back, tilt back, look back. If this feels uncomfortable, bring your head back up, don't lean back. If you feel you want to go a little bit further, you can allow your hands to drop and meet your ankles. And taking 1 breath to slowly come up and out of that camel posture. We're gonna come through an easy seated pose. For a little bit of core work today, we're gonna start with boat pose. So go ahead, allow your thighs and your belly to make a V. And a few options, we're gonna go there. So go to your boat and I'm gonna talk through you a few variations as we're breathing through this. Option 1, to leave your legs bent, to leave your hands behind your thighs. Option 2, pull your legs up a little bit higher. Option 3 for legs is to straighten your legs all the way completely. For any of those, you can keep your hands here. Options for hands are behind the legs, supported next to you, or the full boat would be this straight arms, straight legs, creating a big V with your entire body. 1 more cycle of breath, whatever variation of boat that you have today. And exhale, release all the way down to the ground. Supta Baddha Konasana, bringing the soles of your feet to touch. Letting your knees drop out wide. Taking a restful breath here. Inhaling, reaching for your feet for happy baby. Giving yourself a little low back massage, rocking from side to side. And exhaling, letting your feet come to touch the mat. We're gonna do 2 bridge postures today. And this is a great place to use our yoga tools again. So using a block either to create more resistance between your knees, or for an assisted or supported bridge and you put it under your low back. Whatever variation of bridge you're taking, on your next inhale, go there. Press up, lift up, and breathe. Full inhales and full exhales. One more breath. Release, coming back down to your mat. Let's do one more bridge today. Take a rest breath. And inhale, press up in your bridge today. One more full breath. Release, come down gently. And we have just a few more minutes. Let's align ourselves for a supine twist, letting our left leg lie long, hugging our right knee into our chest. Taking a breath here, and I'm just gonna show you another option as we twist using our yoga tools. On your next inhale, go ahead, pull your right leg over to the left side. Option here to come to the block. The block has 3 different levels. So this tall level, or you flip it on its side, or you can flip it all the way down. So there's an option to come to the block under your knee. There's an option for your right shoulder to come to the block. Whatever variation of this twist you're taking, allow your gaze to fall over your right shoulder. And keep breathing. Being a yes for this deep twist after your hard work today. Being a yes just as much for stretching and resting as you are for flowing and creating heats in your flow. And inhale, coming back through center, hugging that right knee in one more time. Exhaling, letting it go. And inhaling your left knee up for a hug this time. And exhaling, twisting over to your left side. Sorry, I gotta move my microphone. And bringing your gaze over your left fingertips. Same block variations on the side. They can go under your shoulder, under your leg, just for a little bit of an assist if this stretch feels really intense. Taking a few more deep breaths in this deep twist. And exhaling, coming back through center, hugging that left knee in. And exhaling it long to meet your right leg. And coming up to a seated pose. We've been flowing hard for 45 minutes today. That was our last posture. So as we come to our seated pose, inhale your hands to heart center. As always, it's been a joy to lead your practice today. Thank you for being a yes on your mat, and thank you for being a yes through today's flow. Together, we'll bring our hands to our third eye center. The light in me honors and adores the light in you. And together, we can bow and say namaste. Thank you so much for coming to Power Flow today. We'll be back here again next week. It was a joy to lead your flow. As always, check out my meditation classes as well. If not, I'll see you next week. Thanks.
Sarah, and this is cardio dance. Are you guys ready to work out? Let's do it. I woke up feeling like this gon' be my day. I got that poppin' fire every step I take. Living that wild life. To the bag. Go. That's where we want to go. Last 10 seconds. I'm right here with you. Let's do it. Welcome to the Y. My name is Erin. I'm Jennifer. My name is Linda. My name is Tommy, and today we're going to do a quick step routine. We feeling like we can conquer the world today? I wish you all could smell it. It smells so good. Time. We get stronger in my world. We're going to do it again. We'll see you again. Keep working hard. You did awesome.